started the fire.
Yes, the fire rises.
How come you don't want me, man?
I have failed this city.
Today we face the monsters that are at our door and bring the fight to them. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. This day we fight! That's how winning is done.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to.
Oh, there goes Gandalf.
We'll learn that, buddy. We'll learn that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Night Madness, where all bets are off, and RJ is still learning the ropes here.
That's right. Gandalf's here.
That's RJ. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How you doing?
So, how you been today?
Been all right. Taking care of the kid. The cat is starved for attention, as you can see, and yeah, just doing errands and whatnot, adult stuff. And now I get to talk about comics with you guys.
Yeah, it's been a busy week for me. Just kind of preparing for this Friday's thing we got going, and let's just kind of jump right into the headline, shall we?
Let's do it.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, passive paria.
All right, welcome to the headline hysteria. We're talking about all the topics that are important, just not important enough for a full thing. So the first one we got here is this one kind of came across my desk right as we were about to go live, and I thought it was really, really freaking cool. Before we go on, Hooded Raven is like, kitty! That is the appropriate response, my friend. That is the appropriate response. So apparently a woman won a Mortal Kombat tournament while holding her newborn in her arms, just 5 days after giving birth. To me, this feels like she was already supposed to be there, but maybe the baby came when she wasn't expecting it, like maybe a little bit early. And you know, she just decided to go anyway. And I gotta say, this is kind of an inspiration.
Yeah, it is. It just it goes to show women could do anything. Girl boss. No, it's it's true. But
you can do anything you put your mind to, regardless of gender.
Yeah, my wife definitely isn't restricted due to the fact that she just had a baby. And it's fun. I mean, I imagine it's not easy winning a tournament with a baby strapped to you.
Oh, it's definitely a Herculean effort, in which I do applaud it. Like it is pretty badass. I mean, I don't know if there's really much more to say other than to congratulate the woman on the task. This is definitely superhuman. It's not, be better to show her kids that photo when they're old enough to understand. Oh, she will. I guarantee you she will. Imagine the son, or the son goes to like show and tell and like shows the pictures of her mother, winning a tournament. Well, my mom won a Mortal Kombat tournament 5 days after born, and she held me in her arms the entire time. Like, just imagine you have a baby that's 5 days old in your arms, and you're still winning. Like, those tournaments require a lot of concentration.
Yeah, I feel like they owe her like a character in the game as an homage or something.
Yeah, some sort of reference. Like oh my god!
Remember the movie Shooter, where Clive Owen like gets in a gunfight and he's like carrying a baby?
I do not remember that one.
It's an old one, but I feel like it's kind of like that. They need to put her in Mortal Kombat with a baby strapped to her, kicking people's butts.
maybe like it's like a skin for katana or something. I don't know.
Right. That would be funny.
Oh gosh. Oh, that would be funny. Some sort of acknowledgement would be cool. I think.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But yeah, so kind of the next little headline before we go into the main thing is kind of give you an update on where things are. So we are launching the Kickstarter for Screecher this Friday. We are doing a launch stream Friday at 6. The campaign launches at 6:30. You know, kind of gives the people some time to come in here a little bit. And before that, on Wednesday, I will be doing a live stream at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Just myself, maybe some other people might come in, I don't know. But basically to kind of tell you the state of both Screecher and Lost Kingdom, to see where things are. I should have colors by tomorrow, and the letters should be following soon afterwards. So yeah, I'll be kind of like, you know, going over the tiers, the prices, because what I want people to be aware of, like, that I did have to raise the price a little bit because, you know, it's kind of, you know, things are getting more expensive, you know, all that stuff. You know, printing, shipping, just you know. So I just want to let people know, like, what kind of the prices are and whatnot, so they can decide on a tier that is right for them, you know. Because, like, they've been like, oh, the physicals are getting a little bit too expensive, I'm just going to buy digital, which is fine. That is perfectly fine. You know, any way you want to support this game. So, yeah, that'll be Wednesday. I'll be showing off some more Screecher art. It's going to be cool. RJ, real quick, what's the status of your comic?
Call Sign Orion pages are in progress. Soon I'll be revealing some more stuff. And it'll be exciting to introduce. I don't want to show my hand too soon, give stuff away too soon.
I hear your protagonist is quite the foil.
I see what you did.
How is it? Come on, somebody had to have made that joke before.
Lisa Foyle's character is not the protagonist. She's like April O'Neil, basically. Like, here's her character, or here's her.
So she foils the antagonist plot.
She does.
Come on, that joke, bro. That joke.
I mean, that was kind of a dad joke, honestly. But
hey, you know, you're a dad. I'm old enough to be a dad. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I was making dad jokes before I was officially a dad, so it happens.
Yeah. See, the thing is, you know, it's like, I mean, I make dad jokes myself. I'm just gonna joke. Well, I'm a dad now, so now I have a license to make dad jokes.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm gonna make even more dad jokes now.
Oh yeah,
like,
I can get away with it.
That's just gonna be me, where, like, in the living room, I'm just making tons and tons of dad jokes, and they're like, he's been preparing for this the whole time. And it's like, no, this is how he normally is. He's just dialed it up a few notches.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much, I think, what I'm starting to do.
Oh no, we don't talk about that, Hood Raven. We don't talk about that.
No.
And Nathan Brown made it. Yes, we got Nathan Brown in the chat.
Good to have you. Welcome aboard.
Check out RJ's comic. It's on the link below.
Call sign.
And Nathan Brown is a dad. That means you're awesome, sir. That means you're awesome. Being a dad automatically makes you awesome.
I guess it means.
We got the Iron Seas in the chat.
Ahoy.
Hail the Iron Seas. How you doing, buddy?
Ahoy, ye scallywags!
All right, so now that we got our crew together, let's just kind of dive right into the topic. So, RJ, before he suggested we do this thing kind of like from Grown Ups, where we do like a 1, a 2, a 3, and then we say our favorite. Step Brothers. Sorry. Yeah, so this is RJ's idea. I'm not taking credit for it. I just want to make sure, you know, he think. So I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, and we're both going to say our favorite comic book villain. We'll see if we match up, okay?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Magneto.
Oh!
Come on. You
did not plan that.
You gave yourself a delay. You delayed that, sir.
What?
You
I did not. We did not plan that, you guys. Believe it or not. I just thought it would be really funny, especially if it was the same
Sus!
thing.
Sus!
It's like John Stamos.
Oh gosh.
So it is Magneto. All right.
You
so
waited
we
like a half a second to why you're
I did not. I didn't want to jump the gun and say it too soon.
You didn't want to jump the James Gunn?
Oh. It's another dad joke. No, I'm not going to jump James Gunn.
And Nathan Brown's like, Capitan Doom. Okay, so, yeah, we're talking about comic book villains. We're going to talk about our favorites. We're going to talk about, like, our favorite rogues gallery and what makes a good villain. But first off, let's kind of address the magnetism in the room. RJ, why is Magneto your favorite comic book villain? And then I'll say why I like him.
Well, I think any good villain should be a foil. I'm just kidding. She's not a villain. I just had to throw it out there. No, they have to foil the hero. And the leader of the X-Men, of course, is Charles Xavier. And I like Magneto because he's understandably bad. Someone online was saying that like he's got license to do everything he does. I don't think that's true. But he is understandably bad in how he reacts to things. It's a very human way. It's in a way that's just basically, if you take someone who's had a really bad life and chooses not to show grace, then you have Magneto. He's just had a very bad life and he happens to be very powerful and doesn't show grace. And he foils Charles Xavier that way, who just sees the good in people. I see you wagging your finger there. But anyway, that's just... I think he's a villain who's got some depth and relatability, and I think that's what makes him compelling.
Awesome. So
aside from that, like he obviously is just a good antagonist to the X-Men.
Mm-hmm. So before I go, I just wanted to acknowledge, hello, Outer 4123. How you doing, buddy? Got a lot of new people here. That's pretty awesome, actually. So a lot of the things I'll say are going to be like similar to what RJ said, but like kind of in different words. To me, Magneto is a character with like a lot of depth to him. It's like so many layers. To me, he's like the classic bully that becomes a bully because, you know, he's a victim of the Holocaust, victim of like one of the greatest tragedies in history, you know, kind of thing. But at the same time, he ends up, it's the oppressed becoming the oppressor. Good to hear that, Outer. Feel free to stick by. Okay, technically Darth Vader is a comic book villain. I'll allow it because he's in a lot of comic books. I will allow it.
I'll allow it.
Yes. So yeah. He's, you know, he becomes a very thing he hates or whatever, and I think it's a very good kind of like analog or whatever. It's a character that like the best villains are the ones where you objectively disagree with their actions, but at the same time you think to yourself, if I went through what they did, would I be any different? And you're not sure. Like, of course, you'd like to say, oh, I'd be the one who wouldn't raise my hand, but you don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's all good, my friend. It is all good. We are just happy to have you here, Outer. I think Outer's doing a really good job with English. You know, I think
could have fooled me. That's a typo any of us could have made.
I've definitely made worse. I'm a native, and your spelling is kind of better than me, so I say that with no shame. But yeah, and obviously the dynamic, you know, between Xavier and Magneto was really good. Like, I know the Malcolm X Martin Luther King stuff didn't really come in until like the X-Men movies of 2000s, but I think it's a really good way to like simply describe the relationship, you know, peace and war.
I think that is the best analogy for them. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Charles Xavier. Yeah, at least in the sense that he's a mutant, faces the same kind of oppression that Magneto does, and then it has a very different approach to it. Similar, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King being part of sort of the same movement, but having basically polar opposite approaches to it.
All right. So Outer says Brainiac is a pretty dope villain. Yes, he is. And
Brainiac's one of my like top 5 easily. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, let's discuss Brainiac after we do Magneto because we'll hop to the DC. And he says, "I'm an American too. I'm just very I mean, I know a lot of Americans who are very bad with English, so it's fine, my friend. Uh, but yeah, let's just jump to Brainiac. See, even I'm having problems with English right now. It's fine. It's all good, buddy. Yeah, Brainiac is a good one because depending on the continuity, he either causes the destruction of Krypton or he leaves beforehand. He's really interesting because for Cal, he's always conflicted about Brainiac because Brainiac is kind of like one of the last remnants of Kryptonian culture, and so obviously someone like Clark is like very reluctant to destroy him. Um, it's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that maybe Gunn will do it, but I sort of expected in the Snyderverse for Brainiac to become an antagonist. Back when
I'm sure.
Man of Steel was new.
Well, the problem is he jumped straight to Darkseid.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do Darkseid, and then like, oh, we're gonna go like one or two steps down and do Brainiac.
Well, that's what happens when you're trying to catch up with Marvel after you lost pace at Green Lantern.
I mean, that's just a stream in of itself, my friend. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
But you can't just reprogram it, bring it, because somehow, because. And here's the thing: we've had. I always have kind of a thorn in my side whenever you have a versus argument between a DC and a Marvel character, because it's always full of Marvel stans who have never picked up a DC comic in their life. They're like, well, I've never read a DC comic in my life, but I'm sure this character would be this character, whatever. But yeah, let's kind of get back to the comments. I don't even call him a villain because some of his appearances I really like. Amazo, the gold DC robot. Yeah, Amazo is a really cool villain. Amazo. He's a bit of a jobber, but he is a threat, and I like him. What do you think, RJ?
Amazo, I'm not actually really familiar with.
Oh,
yeah.
He's shown up in a bunch of the TV and animation. So basically, Amazo is a robot. Kind of like the Borg, where like if you shoot them enough, they adapt to your shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like what Amazo does. If you fight him enough, he'll copy your powers.
Okay.
So that's kind of what makes him a bit of a threat is, he'll copy your powers, use it against you or whatever. Yeah. Right. So you can't just reprogram. Yep. But in Justice League Unlimited, he turned good and goes to live with Dr. Fate. Oh, Amazo does. Yeah. Damn, speak to text. Fair enough. Oh, speaking of which, I did enable speak to text, but it'll only be for the game streams because I have it tied to my OBS. We're using a different program to stream. So on Tuesday, you'll be able to insult my gameplay to your heart's content, and then it'll be read on screen. So for super chats, that totally won't be abused at all. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the Marvel versus DC fights. In this case, like you got Ultron versus Brainiac. Ultron is a planet-wide threat. Brainiac is like a universal / multi-system threat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like I do hot take: Thanos and Darkseid are kind of overrated. I think Thanos is overrated. I think people like him just because Josh Brolin did such an amazing job with Darkseid. I mean, with Thanos in there. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, the best version of Mr. Epitonic was as Task when you had Gilbert Godfrey voicing him. He was a perfect voice.
Gilbert Godfrey, yeah.
And I have a kryptonite warhead! I actually do a really good Gilbert Godfrey.
That's actually really good. Who's the... there was it... I think there was a sort of similar character that appeared in the Jetsons and the Flintstones. It's like a Martian character.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
That's who this character reminds me of.
Ever heard of... I'm not even going to try pronouncing that. No, I haven't. What's the character like? What are some of your other favorite comic book villains?
Mine? I'd say Sinestro. I like Sinestro just because the idea of like having like a corrupt cop, like a, So I think that's where they went wrong with the Green Lantern movie. Rather than make it about like a monster, like Parallax was like, just a monster in that. I thought that they start off fine in the first act. What they could have done better is build up Green Lantern as like kind of this police officer in training. And then, Sinestro, who starts off as his mentor, becomes a Yellow Lantern and is this corrupt cop now. And then, he's a good foil to Hal Jordan, and you might see Hal Jordan. There's a risk of Hal Jordan becoming that.
To me, Sinestro is like Dirty Harry. Okay, basically he wants to get shit done, but the higher ups are too slow. They won't let him use the methods, so he keeps pushing and pushing the boundaries until he pushes too far. That to me is what makes Sinestro interesting. He is a person who you can kind of understand why he initially did what he did, but he, like all things, he just took things too far.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what makes him such a good villain. There's a risk that Hal, there's always the risk that like first responder is always the same thing. That you got the veteran and the rookie. The veteran often becomes salty and a little cynical and maybe corrupt, and then the rookie always runs the same risk. So that could be the relationship between Hal Jordan and Sinestro. Exactly, Training Day with magic powers and space.
Oh my god! Imagine if they did a remake of Training Day. So they just took the spot of Green and they gave Denzel Washington a Green Lantern ring, and he's playing Sinestro, and Ethan Hawke is playing Hal, and it's just the same exact movie.
This would be RJ's Green Lantern. RJ's Green Lantern movie is Training Day with lanterns.
Just give them Green Lantern rings. Just give honestly Denzel Washington as a Green Lantern. That sounds actually kind of cool. Like imagine Denzel Washington as Jon Stewart in like the 2000s. That just sounds really freaking cool. Oh gosh. So all right. What do you think would be best like anti-hero? Mine is Red Hood. I know he eventually became like more on the hero side of anti-hero. But like Under the Red Hood, I think is a really cool story. Like you know the story of Red Hood, right?
Yeah.
Jason Todd, second Batman, gets killed. Now, originally he got brought back to life by Superman punching the Source Wall. Somehow people think Goku can defeat him. But sorry, this is a crack shot. But one of the best things about the New 52 is they kind of redid his story so that after the events of Killing Joke, Ra's al Ghul brought him to life using the Lazarus Pit, and Jason wasn't all that there. I think that is a great kind of thing because like Ra's al Ghul is one of my favorite villains. And we'll kind of get to that. But it's totally in line. Like that is something Ra's would do because he hired the Joker to like distract Batman in Europe. He didn't think he'd go too far. He felt bad for killing his wards. He tried to bring him back to life. That seems in line with Ra's al Ghul's moral philosophy, in my opinion. Okay. Okay. So like the mirror villains. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say Reverse Flash because Bizarro's another jobber. Ultraman is cartoonishly evil. I mean, Reverse Flash is cartoonishly evil, but like Reverse Flash just feels like the only one to actually score points on Barry. Like my favorite line is like, "It was me, Barry. It was me the entire time." Like Reverse Flash feels like it. Like he's like, okay, most of my experience is from the Flash show, so feel free to crucify me. But he feels like a threat. He feels scary.
Yeah, Reverse Flash and Flashpoint's a good one. Obadiah Stane. I only know Obadiah Stone. If you're talking about the Iron Man villain, I only know the Jeff Bridges one. And Jeff Bridges did a really good job with that character. Yeah, he did.
What's funny, I love it when you have characters that are known for playing like really likable people, but they are still playing a likable person, but it's like just the context of what they're doing they're not really acting too much different, but because of the context and the stuff, comes across really scary, really concerning. Like, my favorite is Betty White in Lake Placid. Have you seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
So Betty White is playing like this nice, sweet little grandmother who just happens to be feeding a six-story tall crocodile. Because the whole point of Lake Placid is there's a giant crocodile in this lake, and apparently Betty White has been feeding him this entire time. You need to see that movie. It is really good.
All right, Lake Placid. Not too into the horror genre.
Thinking of it's more of a monster flick, more of a creature feature kind of thing.
Okay.
Not Crimson Guardian. Sorry, I think of like an anti-Iron Man. I'm not too familiar with like the Iron Man comics. I never really was much of a fan of them. So all my knowledge comes from the MCU. So I'm sorry, I don't really know much about that portion. I can't comment on what I don't know.
I think that's the problem with most comic book villains, and like in the Marvel movies, I don't think the villains they chose were all that great. They were just kind of people with similar powers, which is not the way to foil the hero.
Sorry, I'm gonna point it out every time you say
it. It's just not the way to foil the hero. Yeah, right.
Sorry. Yeah. I think Hooded Raven, best villain, is Condiment King.
What the heck is Condiment King?
You've never heard of Condiment King?
No.
Okay,
he was good at mustard.
Oh, he definitely makes the mustard. I'll tell you what. All right. Let me just look up some images for you. Because he's someone who needs to be seen to believe. Condiment King is basically a character who shoots like ketchup and mustard.
That's a real villain?
Yeah. He's a real villain.
Whose villain is that?
He's a Batman villain.
That's a Batman villain.
Yeah.
I don't know. And if that were a real villain, I'd be really scared. That's the kind of, if you see someone like that robbing a bank, like you should either laugh or be horrified.
See, like Condiment King is like is basically fills the slot as like you're really ridiculous villain that just has no reason to exist. It's just really ridiculous, and that's Condiment King.
I see.
He makes the mustard. I'll tell you what, though. Condiment King is literally a joke in GC. Joker created him to be a community villain. Eraser Man. He erases crime. Oh, I almost got you a spit take.
Should we talk about where the Punisher falls in the spectrum? Since anti-hero came up? I know it was opposites.
Yeah, he's definitely like the anti-hero.
Yeah. He's not like an opposite villain kind of thing.
Yeah. To me, an anti-hero is a person who does good through like questionably bad means.
Right.
Like for example, if I see a bad guy, I'm just gonna shoot him in the head. You know.
Yeah. That's where I think the Daredevil TV show in season 2, like that's one I've rewatched a lot because I love how the Daredevil and the Punisher
they play off
foiled each other.
Okay, every time you do that, just hold up the picture. Just hold up the picture, bro. Get your
I love how Daredevil and the Punisher each other.
Just get your promo in, bro. Get your promo in. You deserve it. Okay.
I didn't know this was going to be so heavy on the promos.
I didn't either, but apparently it just kind of ended up that way. Guess my plans have been foiled.
Oh gosh. Every time the word is said, I have
just
to
keep
do
it
this.
on your chest. Just keep it in front of you. Keep it in front of you.
She's a comic book character for those who don't know in my book.
Please don't shoot me. I'm allergic to ketchup.
That would
Vigilante,
be a really brutal
psychotic hero. See, the problem is vigilante is such a loose term. By definition, Batman is a vigilante. By definition, a lot of the good characters. Superman. Well, Superman, it's questionable because he's sanctioned to a good degree, but
Well,
We need
Daredevil's
better
also a
turns.
vigilante, so like he and the
Yeah.
Punisher are just different kinds of vigilantes.
Yeah, my only problem with, like you said, like the Daredevil season 2 stuff is really good. My only problem is in like that scene where it's like tied up and they're arguing like they're old friends, but they literally just met each other. Like it feels a bit off because it feels like they shouldn't know each other that much. But it's kind of a nitpick in my opinion. And yes, the best parts about Born Again were the reshoots. Like you could tell when the reshoots happen because the quality just jumps up or whatever. Like the problem I have with Born Again is when Matt is talking to the old characters, like when he's with Karen, it's great. It's like we're back. But all the new characters, it's just nothing. It's like he's bored. It's like, you know, he's bored or whatever. But like, when he's talking to Punisher, all of a sudden it's like that fire's back. Like,
yeah, those two have good on-screen chemistry, I think.
They're two heroes named Vigilante in DC. LOL. Psychotic hero who likes to kill people, or a cowboy. Yeah. Oh, fun fact. In DC Unlimited, DC and Justice League Unlimited, the cowboy vigilante was voiced by Nathan Fillion.
Oh, that's fun.
I swear, if I had a nickel for every time Nathan Fillion played by a cowboy who went by his own rules, I'd have 2 nickels, but that'd be weird. It's happened twice.
Well, Firefly is next week.
Yes. Thank you. See, we didn't plan that. We didn't plan that impromptu promo. Which just kind of happened, and he picked up on it.
I did just watch the James Gunn Superman again yesterday.
Ooh, what do you think?
I love it. I've always joked that like firefighters are more like Guy Gardner than Superman. Like when he shows up to the battle in Baravia and says like, "It's all right, I'm not Superman, kid, but you got an upgrade." I feel like that's just like how most firefighters are. Most people who, if they were in the Justice Gang, if you got like someone who could be a hero and then was in the Justice Gang, they would act like Guy Gardner, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna say Clayface because Clayface can do everything Sandman can do, but he can also turn into other people. Clayface is basically Sandman and the Chameleon combined. Plus the fact that he was a former actor lends itself well to like, oh, this is how he's able to mimic people so well, is because he was an actor. You know, you got that little excuse there. You know.
Yeah, I think they did a great job of Clayface in the Batman animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite Clayface for sure.
Yeah, Sandman is cool. Definitely makes some good visuals, and I think Thomas Hayden Church played a really good Sandman. It just, if the movie was not as cluttered, we could have had an amazing Sandman, because like the story they had was really, really good. You know, it just wasn't able to play out as much as it could. You know, my favorite line is, "I'm not a bad guy. I've just had bad luck." You know, and I love that. Like, it's a well-written villain. They just didn't have enough time to develop it.
Yeah,
and
Clayface is kind of more just evil.
So we can. Oh no. So in the Marvel universe, there's a character named Hydro Man, who's basically like the Sandman but with water. And they've had comics where Sandman and Hydro Man combine to make Mudman. Essentially Clayface.
Just trying to be Clayface. Yeah, I like so Clayface is more of like he's out for revenge, and the Sandman is just kind of like a tragic. He's like a guy in the wrong place.
A petty crook kind of thing.
Yeah, in the Raimi Spider-Mans, he did that with the villains. Like Doc Ock was kind of the same way.
Doc Ock has always kind of been a victim of hubris, you know, and that's one part of his depiction that I feel like kind of carries over into all the different incarnation. Is he's always a victim of like hubris, ego, like I know what I'm doing, you know, kind of thing.
Well, it's because he's a scientist. All these mad scientists get themselves in these situations. Like
I phrase that so horribly. It's fine, man. You're doing good. Please keep it coming. You know,
keep it coming.
I mean, honestly, this comment was very funny. We enjoyed it there. Outer, if you guys are enjoying it, please make sure to give us a like, maybe a sub if you want. We stream multiple times a week. We do this every Monday at 6 p.m. EST. So yeah, if you're joining us, like, comment, subscribe. Well, you're already commenting, but subscribe if you can. So, guys. So here's a question for you. So they say a hero is only as good as their rogues gallery, and if you look at like the greatest, like the most popular comic book heroes, they're the ones with like the best rogues gallery. Your Batmans, your Spider-Mans, your X-Men's. So what is your favorite rogues gallery? Which hero do you think has the best rogues gallery?
I'd say probably the X-Men, just because like you could say this of any X-Men. The bad guys are in the same situation as the good guys. They're just reacting differently to their struggles, the problems they face. They face the same problems, react to them differently. And you can't really say that of like the Batman villains. The Batman villains are just basically Dick Tracy, villains. They're just criminals of like the noir era. And Superman, I think, even has like generally, I mean, he has some cool villains like Brainiac, but generally I don't think the Superman villains are as good.
The problem is they all just keep like recycling the same three villains, like Lex Luthor, Zod, Brainiac. Lex Luthor, Zod, Brainiac. Maybe they'll throw in Parasite. The problem with a lot of heroes is they have like one good villain. Superman has like maybe 3 or 4. My favorite is Batman. For the reason you hated them. Because yes, they're kind of like Dick Tracy villains, but I like because they're all dark reflections of Batman. Like Two-Face is a reflection of his dual identity. The Joker is, what if I take that too far? Like that to me, that is why he doesn't kill the Joker, because that is the Joker winning. If you kill the Joker wins. The Joker's whole point is to prove that they're alike, and by not killing him, he's proving that they're not alike. That is why the Batman does not kill the Joker. Let's see here. Deadpool. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Deadpool has those adamantium katanas.
Yeah.
Because if we're doing power strainers, but we're allowing tech, Deadpool often has a teleport belt as well.
I'm just reading back other comments. I do agree that the DC villains are better.
See, the problem is with DC, all your interesting heroes are like your B tier, like second tier characters. Yes, Batman is cool, but like more interesting, but like stuff like Nightwing, Robin, Huntress, Catwoman, or Superman's a block of wood, but Supergirl, she's kind of interesting,
Right.
But the other thing is, like, DC has this wealth of like B and C tier characters that are like very, very interesting. Marvel is kind of shallow. They have an A tier and a little bit of a B tier, and then they don't have anything below that. DC has an A, B, C, and a little bit of a D tier.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And sometimes, like, for example, I would say the Question is like a C tier character, and even he gets his own series sometimes. Even DC gets a C-list character like the Question gets his own run sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And they're good runs. Like, I'm trying to think like of like a B-list character, a B-list Marvel character. I think the problem with that is Marvel never really did sidekicks. They kind of had sidekicks, but they didn't have like the closest thing you have is X-Men comics, because they have like this wealth of characters. None of the other heroes have like this wealth of characters they can do stuff with.
Yeah.
Whereas like every DC character has like 3 or 4 different sidekicks. They have all these different characters, supporting characters that are interesting enough for their own that they could have a book on themselves. Like, that is why the Bat family has so many supporting books, because all these characters, like Batman, Batgirl, Huntress, Spoiler, I could just keep on naming all the Bat family characters. all these characters are interesting enough that they could have their own book.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Rorschach versus Batman. Batman. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
I gotta
actually,
say
no.
Batman.
Okay, if they're doing the Batman 2000, I think Rorschach is probably a better detective than that version of Batman.
Interesting.
But I will say, if it's a fist fight, the Batman will win. You know. But as far as detectives, I think Rorschach might be a better detective.
Why do you say that?
I mean, just look at the feats. Look at how how they investigated. I think they're at least equal in terms of detective skills.
The Batman 22 version has, I think, more resources. Doesn't necessarily make him better, but
which makes Rorschach all the more capable because he'll do that with little resources.
Without all that, yeah.
That's fine. You know, I love the Bat family, but you're welcome to not like it. It's fine. You know, different opinions are allowed here.
Yeah, I do like how they made in the Batman how they went for the detective angle. I thought it was a little too much like the movie Seven. You know,
Yeah,
it was like
what's
Seven
in
with
the
Batman.
box?
Yeah, it was too much like that. A little too hard on the detective part.
Taskmaster is a good villain. But the problem is Taskmaster is this Marvel Deathstroke. Oh, that's another thing. That's another angle we can take. This is DC and Marvel have a habit of copying each other.
Right.
Like, for example, Wade Wilson, Deathstroke, Deadpool.
Yeah, they don't even try to hide it.
Well, I think that was Rob Liefeld. He didn't try to hide it. But and then you also have the Flash, Quicksilver, Arrow. You know, a lot of these characters are copies of each other. And Taskmaster to me is just another copy of Deathstroke. Because Deathstroke kind of does that in the DC. It's just not one of his abilities. Deathstroke in the DC is he's in some depictions he's basically a super soldier. Because in some depictions he gets the serum that increases his strength and speed. Basically, evil Captain America.
Real Batman.
I got to comment on this. So, do you remember that one Jimmy Kimmel short where they had they did the Batman v Superman thing, and then Will Arnett came in hey guys, look, I'm Lego Batman. He had a little Batman minifig, and his movie was the one that actually ended up winning. You know, I got the last laugh there. Which sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's just what Lego Batman was a really good movie.
It was, and can I say I'm actually really excited for the new Lego Batman. It looks really good.
I didn't know they're making a new Lego Batman.
Wait, you haven't seen it?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the trailer.
Uh-oh.
We should probably
get. Can't make up his mind.
Yeah, we should probably get away with showing the trailer. Usually these gameplay stuffs. All right. So RJ has not seen this, guys.
I need to become more than a man. I need to become a symbol.
What did you have in mind?
Who are you?
I'm Batman. Why so serious? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I'm allergic to nuts.
Who's the man behind the mask?
I got you!
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by... Ah! Who put that there? I could have really hurt myself.
Okay, doesn't that just look like the coolest thing ever?
It does. I love how because it's Lego, they could just take all the best Batman moments.
Yeah, like you notice they're kind of mixing and matching, like they did the thing from the Batman, but the Penguin is from '92.
Yep. And then do you want to get nuts and why so serious? Totally different
Yeah,
Batman.
Yeah, you want to get nuts. Yeah, and you notice they're also bringing in the Arkham stuff too.
It's really good.
Yeah. I think I might get this game. I think I might buy it. Oh gosh, it looks really good. But yes, it does. I am so excited. All right. So Outer says Killer Croc versus Lizard. I'm not sure because both are equally ferocious.
Killer Croc seems like he's really powerful. I like the Lizard because he's kind of like another tragic Spider-Man villain.
I give the edge to Killer Croc because he has that killer instinct.
Yeah, Killer Croc might win. I just like the Lizard better.
Yeah. It's tough. It is tough. But yeah, I am really excited for Lego Batman. That game it looks so cool. It's doing that combining everything. Plus, like it's got like the Arkham style combat. It's like it's the next Arkham game.
It really is.
Yeah, and it's like we haven't got a new Arkham game since Arkham Knight, which I'm doing a playthrough of on this channel on Saturdays. Yeah, last Saturday was actually a really good stream. Oh gosh, yeah, we don't talk about Justice League versus Suicide Squad. We don't talk about that trash. Have you played it? Have you tried to play that game? It's the movement feels okay. The shooting feels kind of just like a generic shooter. All right, Outer. Thank you for tuning in. The next stream is on Tuesday at 7 p.m. We'll just be streaming some random games. Feel free to request some stuff or tell me how bad my gameplay is. But thank you. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Oh, we got a new sub. Hey, that's cool.
Thank you for joining, Outer.
But yeah, so to me, the two best rogues galleries are Spider-Man and Batman, which coincidentally are the two most popular. Two most popular heroes. The two most popular are Spider-Man and Batman. That is without question. Who sells the most merch? Spider-Man and Batman.
That's true. It's interesting to think that Spider-Man would be more popular than Superman, but I guess you are right. Spider-Man is very popular.
I think Batman has a better rogues gallery. With Spider-Man's villains, the thing with them is they're iconic, but there's no theme cohesion. The thing that ties all the Batman villains together is psychology. There's always a psychological angle to the Batman villains.
Yeah, they tackled that in Batman Forever, where everyone was getting psychoanalyzed by Nicole Kidman's character.
Getting tight vinyl and a whip. Actually, like 90s Nicole Kidman in that Catwoman suit. Yes,
That wasn't Nicole Kidman. That was Michelle Pfeiffer.
No. You said Nicole Kidman, like her in Michelle Pfeiffer's suit.
Oh,
like 90s Nicole Kidman, like Batman Forever. Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
put her in the Catwoman suit of that era.
Huh.
And I'm saying it would be a good. It would look. She would look good in it.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that.
Like 90s, like I mean,
I
even
could see you
now,
put some thought into this.
I want to make that pussy purr.
Oh my god. Thought this was
I'm
a kid-friendly
terrible.
show.
I'm talking about the cat, bro. I'm
Oh,
talking about
okay.
the
I'm
cat.
sorry. Mike. Yeah, mine left.
Okay, no, not going there. Oh gosh, I'm terrible.
Where were we?
What are some of your
Batman
favorite
Forever,
Spider-Man
Batman
villains?
You know, it's funny. So I was thinking because we're talking about theme and like a lot of the Spider-Man villains, at least in the Raimi movies, they're like all kind of Dr. Frankenstein. They just went a little too far with their experiments or their ambitions.
That's a
and then
Raimi
really
trope.
turned it- Yeah.
Kind of like and that's like a Raimi trope is relatability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't forget about the Batman who laughs because people keep reminding us of him.
Right.
So for those who don't know, Batman Who Laughs is from the Dark Knight's Metal universe where what if the Joker was Batman? I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of the Batman Who Laughs because he feels like a 90 like if Image Comics created Batman kind of thing. Because he kind of has like this pastiche 90s edginess to him. Like, oh hey, look, I'm crazy. I got all 3 Robins on a leaf, you know. I don't know. It just feels like that kind of 90s edgy for the sake of edgy kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in the 90s. But to answer your question,
plus visually, he just looks like a ripoff of Judge Death.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Judge Death?
That's the Batman villain, right? Where it was Two-Face?
No, that's a Judge Dredd villain.
Oh, Judge Death is a Judge Dredd villain. Gotcha.
All right.
I'm not familiar.
So, okay. So I'm gonna show you some pictures. All right.
All right.
Windows probably easier. So this is a Batman Who Laughs. Okay. You know, pay attention to the helmet.
Right. I could already see the Judge resemblance.
And here's Judge Death.
Yeah, they look very similar.
Yeah, like, and by the way, Judge Death isn't just like some 2-bit villain. He is a very iconic Judge Dredd villain. Judge Death is that one character where like all the producers that just see him on a cover like, hey, can we put him in a Judge Dredd movie? Like, I remember some producers were wanting like, yeah, see.
I'm still waiting for a Judge Dredd Mad Max crossover.
Have they done it in the comics?
I think it's a fan theory that like they exist in the same universe, that like those mega cities exist amidst the wasteland of Mad Max, and people who go to outside the mega cities could end up in the Mad Max world.
Well, the problem is every time they do like the Scorched Earth, every time they go to the Scorched Earth, it looks Mad Max like. It almost looks exactly Mad Max. And plus, like, Mad Max tends to take place in Australia. And I'm going to just kind of look. Is there a mega city in Australia? No, there isn't a mega city. No. Let's see here. Yes, there is a mega city in Judge Dredd located in Australia known as Oz, which is the combined Sydney, Melbourne, Corn Cub. So there is a mega city, but that doesn't mean, you know, the Mad Max stuff couldn't take place in other parts of Australia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
So you could have a Mad Max Judge Dredd crossover.
So in my opinion, just as like a outside looking in kind of 40-foot overview, I say it's very plausible. Like, it could be done. Just say the Mad Max stuff just happens out, like, away from the megacities. Because, you know, it's depending on how long it's been. You know, you could have, like, these people who don't even know the megacities exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Imagine, like, Mad Max going to the city of Oz. or whatever.
That would be fun.
God. Yeah, like if I was gonna do that crossover, I would have Mad Max go to the mythical city of Oz, you know, and make it all like Wizard of Oz themed or whatever.
Just
And
references.
when he goes there, the first person he meets is Judge Dredd, and like he meets judges, and he finds out that like that the twist of the thing is Mad Max is in the Judge Dredd universe the entire time.
Right. There you go.
Because I feel like even the only thing is, I feel like even in the Australia wasteland, there would be rumors of this mythical city of Oz or whatever, but it could be a thing where they just don't talk about it.
Yeah, like I've heard of it. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I've heard stories where the water runs for days and they never run out of oil.
Right. Exactly.
Mad Max and Gremlins.
Imagine the Gremlins would like just have fun living in your engine compartment and just tearing it up for fun or something. I don't know.
Oh no! Okay, now I just want to see like a stuffed Gizmo with like with a Mad Max duster on. Like how cute that would be to give him like a little leather jacket. Maybe have him ride on your shoulder or something.
That'd be funny.
Well, the problem is there's so little water. They'd be hard to reproduce.
I was thinking of that. Yeah, it'd be safe with no water, but then you take them to the city. Just don't take them to the city.
Yeah.
It's got to be Wasteland Gizmo.
Oh gosh.
That would be funny. But yeah, you were asking about my favorite Spider-Man villain. I would have to say it's Venom, because Venom is like an evil symbiote, and it's not like it brings out the worst in Peter Parker, and I'd say in that way it's different than a lot of other Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, I could see that. Plus the fact
and
that
there's the famous emo scene. You know, everyone loves this, and then the dancing. That's my favorite. Peak cinema, absolute cinema. Exactly.
I'm gonna put some dirt in that eye. I know
love how corny he was, but it was still good somehow.
Well, the thing is, the symbiote just like takes away your inhibitions. Okay, and what you got to realize is that version of Peter is what Peter thinks is cool. Okay, it's
exactly.
It's him without inhibitions and what he thinks is cool. You know,
he's a dork. Peter Parker is a dork, and the things he thinks are cool is that.
What's funny is it came out in 2007, which was peak emo era. So like,
yeah,
you know,
well, it's kind of like people turn on stuff because like I remember it was a documented thing. I wasn't alive then, but in 1979, people burned disco vinyls like at a baseball stadium. It was like signaled as the end of disco, and I feel like 07 was that for emo.
I don't know. 2007, I feel like was kind of the peak of emo. I don't think there was a rejection of emo until like 2009 or so.
Maybe
2009.
It just seemed to me like a lot of people were turning on it. I don't know.
I know. For me, 2007 was like peak emo because that was like the height of like, you know, like emo rock and like the My Chem and stuff. You know, 2007 feels like the peak of it. Like the peak. Like when we think of like late 2000s culture, 2007 seems like the peak of it. You know. Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
To me, it feels like 2008, like 2009 was kind of the real rejection. But yeah, But the problem with the thing is, we like to prescribe eras to its own decades, but there's always kind of a bleed over to the next decade. Like for example, the 90s, what we think of the 90s is really like 93 to 96. That is the 90s essentially, because 90 to 92 was kind of a holdover from the 80s. And then like 97 to, I would say, 2004 is what I would call the millennium era.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Because look at like 97, you get Blade, 98, like 1999, it's kind of its own thing. and even as late as like 2000, 2003, you know, Underworld, which was still kind of rocking that Matrix thing. It wasn't until 2004 that it started to die out, but 2005 is really when the 2000s started. But the 90s but the 90s really died but the problem is the 90s died September 11th, 2001.
Yeah, sad, true.
You know, you still had some of the Millennium area carry over for the next few years, but the 90s died then. That was really the death of the 90s. Because if you look at like 2000 and even in 2001, there's still that innocence kind of you got from the 90s. I love. By the way, this is how the shows go. We start one thing, we go another way. That's just how we roll here. So, but yeah. And even like in the 80s itself, I would say the 80s maybe from like 82 to 87. Because like 88, 89 is kind of like that proto 90s kind of thing. Because if you look at Batman 89, it's technically an 80s film, but it feels more 90s-ish. And by the time you get to Batman Returns, which came out in 92, that is very much a 90s film.
Yeah, even for film, like I think 80s films started with Rocky. Like the first Rocky movie was sort of like a dark indie film, but it had an uplifting message, which was very unlike popular movies of the time. And then movies that followed on the heels of Rocky were definitely 80s films, very uplifting, inspiring. And
yeah, that's more of a post-Vietnam thing. Because like after Vietnam, there's kind of like a sadness cloud that kind of hung over. In my opinion, the best if you want a film to kind of encapsulate that post-Vietnam attitude, go watch Rambo: First Blood. You know, because that film kind of came out, you know, like I think it was after Rocky, but even like that film is a very good time capsule of like how America felt after Vietnam. You know, how we treat like because people think these Vietnam vets are complaining about how they were treated or whatever. Go watch Rambo: First Blood. That is not too far off from how the Vietnam vets were treated.
Yeah, I think of Clint Eastwood movies. I think of like the Vietnam era where it's like the cowboy isn't the white hat cowboy anymore. But that was overall the mood, and there were a lot of movies like Taxi Driver, just a lot of cynical movies like that. And then there was Rocky, which kind of changed things.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is, I want to get to this. Drunk Peter Parker, yeah. Stranger Things feels very 90s. I could kind of see that. I don't know. Definitely the way they're doing it now. Like Stranger Things season 4 feels like they made the Stranger Thing in the 80s and they waited 10 years and now they're doing it like 94, 95 with the same cast.
Yeah, they took way too long for Stranger Things. Everyone's grown up now.
Like, for example, one of the things that like I was surprised in season 4, they did a reference to Silence of the Lambs, which came out in 1991. Like that's not even 80s.
Right, it's not even an 80s movie.
But I will say they had Robert Englund playing Hannibal Lecter, which you brought in Freddy Krueger to do Hannibal Lecter. That's cool. You know, Robert Englund, he's an 80s star. Like you had to have him on Stranger Things. I'm just really mad they had Sean Astin in season 2 and didn't have him make a Lord of the Rings reference. The closest they did is they made a Goonies reference where it's like, oh, a map? Does it lead to treasure? That's like they had him reference Goonies, but they didn't have him do a Lord of the Rings one.
Well, in all fairness, Goonies is an 80s movie.
Yeah, but still, he's Samwise, you know.
Depends on where you know him from.
They make Lord of the Rings references in the show. Like literally in the very first episode, they reference Mirkwood.
I mean, they could have done a Rudy reference when he's being chased by the dogs.
God, I remember that movie. That's 1993, by the way.
Yeah, Rudy's a good movie.
It is. Did that stuff actually happen? I'm not sure. Like,
yeah, it's based on a real guy.
From what I hear, he was kind of more of a joke, and like them taking him off the field was more of like them making fun of him. That's what I heard.
So I think they were they were up or something. Like I don't think he was like gonna decide the fate of the game. It was like more of like give this guy a chance. He's got heart kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a joke to a lot of people.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
a good
point
movie.
is like he's got heart. Yeah.
Yeah, and how hard he worked to get there.
Right.
I do like that movie. I do enjoy it. Gosh. What were we talking about again?
Villains. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, my
Uh,
problem with the MCU is they burn through so many villains. You know, like yes, having Loki around, you got Tom Hiddleston. People love Tom Hiddleston. He's great in the role. I understand why they kept him around because you got this great actor, great role, and people love it. But
Yeah,
like
he's popular.
the Vulture, like I love the Vulture in Spider-Man. You know, to me, the Vulture was a Raimi villain. He was very much a Raimi villain. Like he's got the whole setup. Like construction crew. He got screwed over by okay. The real villain of the Homecoming trilogy is Tony Stark, by the way. He is the real villain of all 3 films. His fingerprints are all over it. Even when he's freaking dead for 2 films, he's still finding a way to have his fingerprints on it. I actually agree with you, Hooded Raven. I think one of my friends described Carnage like this. They found a way to make a more one-note villain than Venom. Because Venom is like, Peter Parker screwed me out of a job. I hate him. Carnage is like, I'm a serial killer. I kill people. Ha 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 ha.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it can be fun
the
to
idea
watch.
of Carnage is scary.
Carnage is basically you watch him for the chaos. You know.
Right. Yeah.
He's the closest you have, closest thing Marvel has to the Joker.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And I mean that in the best way possible, actually. Like the way Cletus Cassidy is drawn, the way he acts, he's the closest they had to the Joker.
That's a good point. Huh. Trying to think of other Marvel and DC villains we could talk about. So we went through Sinestro, Brainiac.
Well, we could get off the Spider-Man Batman thing, and for example, Bullseye, I think is a great villain.
Bullseye. Yeah, I really like how they portrayed Bullseye in the Daredevil.
In both. I think Colin Farrell.
He was very over the top.
But he was over the top in a way where you couldn't turn away. It's like you couldn't stop looking at him, which it's kind of the point.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, oh, what's he gonna do next? Like, yes, he was over the top. Yes, he was crazy, but it was kind of like so charismatic in a way where it's like you couldn't stop looking at him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like how they did
it.
I like how they did it in Daredevil because in the end, when Daredevil finally gets to fight him, he's a Daredevil impersonator, and he catches the baton, and he's like, "What in the hell? This is mine!" Like he's blind, he doesn't have to look at stuff, but he catches it, and you could tell he's just sensing like, "This is my weapon. What's going on?"
Yeah,
that was interesting.
Yeah, and the whole stuff with Dax, like they spent the time building him up, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anytime we watch the movie with Carnage in live act, we joke around saying that they're not my Twinkies because of the actor they got to play Carnage in it. He was in Zombieland. What's the actor's name?
These are not my Twinkies.
Woody Harrelson. Have you seen Zombieland?
Yeah, I've seen Zombieland. I haven't seen the movie with Carnage, though. I didn't realize Woody Harrelson was Carnage.
Yeah, in the second one. But Woody Harrelson is the main guy, one of the main guys in Zombieland. And his whole character in the first movie is he wants Twinkies.
Right. I mean, he was hilarious in Zombieland.
Yeah, yeah.
I think my favorite part
is his catchphrase was "nut up or shut up," and I like. There's this one scene in the second movie where like, the other character is having like intimate relations with the girl, and he's like, "Well, he's about to nut up or shut up," or something like they kind of do a play on the phrase. Speckles from G-Force. Woody Harrelson, he's very entertaining.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I have a question for you. If you were to have Walter Goggins play a comic book villain, who would you have him play?
It's an
Do
interesting
you know who
idea.
Walter Goggins is? Do you know?
Yeah,
who
he's
he
Navy
is?
SEAL guy, right?
No, he's an actor. He
Oh
was,
no! I'm thinking of you're talking about the guy from Justified.
That's Timothy Oliphant.
No, he was the good guy, but the bad guy in Justified was Walter Goggins.
I haven't seen Justified. He's the ghoul in Fallout.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Okay.
I know him as the bad guy in Justified.
Yeah, so if he was to play a comic book villain, who should he play?
That's an excellent question because he's got that Southern accent, and he's so good in Justified as this off the rails.
I could see him playing
guy.
Two-Face.
I would say Joker if it weren't for that accent.
No,
because he's such a good chaos agent in Justified.
He's the chaos agent, but I don't think he has the energy for Joker. Because there's a certain manic energy to the Joker. That
he's not manic. That's true.
Speckles was the best Nicolas Cage as a villain ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, by the way, I desperately want Nicolas Cage to play Maxwell Lord in something like in adaptation. He would be a great Maxwell Lord.
I'm still trying to get this Walter Goggins scene because he's such a good villain, such a good chaos agent. But I agree, he doesn't have the energy to be as manic as the Joker.
To me, he's more of he plays angry people very well. I think it'd be a good Two-Face.
He could be a good Two-Face for sure. I could see that.
Trying to think of maybe Kraven. You could play Kraven.
Yeah.
Kraven the Hunter. I could see that.
Does it have to be a DC villain?
No, it can be Marvel, DC, or whatever.
Who's that villain? I can't. X-Men First Class. The villain.
Sebastian
he absorbs
Shaw?
the powers. So Shaw. I could see him being Shaw.
Okay. Oh, Walter Goggins would be a good Bovalar Trask. Trask creates creates the Sentinels.
Yeah.
We did.
I like
have
what they
Peter
use
Dinklage.
though.
I mean, Peter Dinklage playing him. I think he acting wise, he did a good job. I think it's fine for that movie. But I think Goggins would be a good William Stryker.
Will Stryker, yeah, I could see that. I see him more as a striker. I really like the.
I know they had Russell Crowe play Craven's dad in the movie, but imagine it's 2001, 2002, or even 2004. They have Russell Crowe play Craven in Spider-Man.
That would be interesting.
A Gladiator era.
Yeah.
Because you've seen pictures of him in Gladiator. He has that fur coat on him. He looks like Craven.
That would be interesting. What about Morbius? I'm just kidding.
Not Jared Leto.
Not Jared Leto.
Jared
Leto.
Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, he could play the Joker. I could see that actually.
I don't like how DC for a while was doing. I mean, they're still kind of doing it. There's just too many villain movies. I feel like Wicked started this. There's just too many movies about villains.
Oh no, Disney started it with Maleficent.
When did they make that movie?
Oh, that was early 2010s.
But Wicked's older than that.
2014.
I mean, Wicked the play is older than that, not the movie.
Well, nobody knew about Wicked outside of its fan base until the film. Let's be honest.
I guess. I remember being in junior high and girls were talking about Wicked.
Yes. It was popular with its fans, but it wasn't mainstream popular until the film.
Right. I just feel like that started the popularization of we're going to make a thing about a villain.
I mean, it might have gotten the ball rolling, but I think what really, really kind of started it was Maleficent in 2014.
Yeah. And it's dumb. I don't like it. Too many movies about villains. I can't think of any good ones.
Bill Skarsgård could play the Joker. That'd be cool. See, my problem was I watched the Batman. I thought Paul Dano was a good Riddler. They kind of made him like Reddit Riddler. They made him like the Riddler if he was addicted to Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Which was fine. For a modern version of the Riddler, he's basically that Reddit doesn't get outside, kind of thing. I think it was perfect for like that. For a modern Riddler, I think it was fine. I think
Yeah,
Paul
I thought
Dano
that'd be
played it to perfection. You
Yeah.
know, like when his stuff gets unraveled, he's like, "Oh no," you know, like, and
Right.
like, yeah, I think it was great. I think
Yeah.
he played that version. The only problem was when he was in Arkham, and then they teased the Joker, like, no, you are not doing the Joker.
Yeah, just don't.
I got Joker fatigue. I'm sorry. I'm sick and tired of the Joker. Let him rest for a little bit. We have the Joker in literally everything. Like, we had the Riddler. He was good. Like, if they do the Joker in the next movie, which I know the studios would love to do another version of the Joker.
They can't help themselves.
Yeah. It's the same thing with like Spider-Man producers and wanting to shove Venom into everything.
Right, because he's popular.
Because producers, they don't read the comics. Like, he's popular. He sells toys. Put him like, because for Spider-Man 3, they forced Venom into that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just need to put Venom in at some point. So like, how about the end?
Originally, it was going to be the Sandman and the Vulture. And Ben Kingsley was going to play the Vulture. Just think, 2007 era Ben Kingsley playing the Vulture. That is with Raimi directing. That is literally perfection right there. Do you realize how we were this close to greatness? Okay. I'm going to answer.
I could see it.
I still think putting to be continued. Yeah, especially since it took so long. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we're gonna get Batman the Brave and the Bold. They're spinning their wheels on that movie so much, and they're finally getting traction on the Batman. There's no way they're gonna have two Batman in the movies going on at the same time. There's no way. And I know people say, "Oh, audiences are smart." They are to a point, but if you have two Batman, there will be confusion.
Yeah.
Especially if one is more popular than the other, and that's the problem. Gunn's ego would not allow the Batman to be the more popular character than his Brave and the Bold. So I think what's going to happen is Patterson is going to be part of James Gunn's DC universe, which, by the way, I think is a good idea. I want to see Patterson and Corn Sweat face off. I think that's a really cool idea.
That would be really interesting, especially since the Batman is more grounded, and then Corn Sweat introduced us to a world where metahumans have been around for 3 centuries.
Yeah,
they would really contrast each other.
People are so defensive about like the Batman that like they want it to be like this certain way. Like, oh, Matt Reeves has so much power, he would. Like, I want to curse so bad. Oh, but that's so realistic. It's an easy retcon. Yeah, metahumans existed. They just never talked about them in the Batman universe. Like,
Right. Yeah, the Penguin could still be a mob boss. He would still have mob bosses, and it's just no metahumans were in that story.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think adding some more fantastic elements to the Batman would be like, I want Mr. Freeze in that universe. I think they will eventually go to the Court of Owls because, if you watch that movie, it feels like the Court of Owls is in the background. Like, because there's this like other if you watch the movie, it feels like there's this other presence pulling the strings in the movie that like nobody talks about, but you can kind of feel it. I feel like the Court of Owls is going to be like the third movie villain or whatever. Because it just Court of Owls feels perfect for that universe, in my opinion.
Remind me about the Court of Owls.
They're basically Eyes Wide Shut, but in the Batman universe.
Oh. That could totally work.
They're a high society cult that has been around for centuries, and they're so secretive, not even Batman knew about them. And they have these enforcers called Talons. They have these enforcers called Talons who kind of like do their bidding and whatnot. And they get them from the Grey Sons of Gotham. A.K.A. Dick Grayson was supposed to be a Talon.
Interesting.
Like, if Batman hadn't have rescued him, he would have become a Talon.
Interesting.
Yeah, so read the Court of Owls storyline. It's a New 52 storyline, but it's really good.
Interesting. Yeah, I could see that definitely fitting in that universe, and it's kind of timely given the
still waiting for a full-length feature movie involving. I mean, all the Batmans that are still alive. I mean, you the time like. I mean, honestly, they're eventually going to do a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie, like live action, and bring back all the people who are still alive at that point. So, like, I think, like, for example, when they do that, Henry Cavill will be the Golden Age Superman, I believe. You know, like, I think they will eventually bring back probably some of the TV people. You know, like it'll be like a mega cameo fest. Like they will do Crisis on Infinite Earths eventually.
Well, even in the Flash movie, they tried that.
I mean, they did that. They did that in the Arrowverse, kind of successfully, mind you. Because it's like a 5-part miniseries. Like they actually got the Superman Returns actor Brandon Routh back in the suit.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've seen clips of that. And
they had Kevin Conroy play a live action Bruce Wayne. He was like basically like Dark Knight Returns Bruce Wayne with like the exoskeleton kind of thing. There were some good cameos actually. Oh, it was really cool. Still waiting for. Oh gosh, Power Rangers is in a really weird state right now because like they're not doing active shows. They're doing a Disney Plus thing. I guess they're doing like a YouTube short or whatever. They don't have to be alive. I mean, look at Doctor Who. Yeah. Plus, they have proven that they're willing to recast certain doctors. Like, right now, William Bradley is the guy that plays the first Doctor, but he's actually the second recast because they did a recast of him for the 5 Doctors back in the 80s, and then that guy's passed away, obviously. And so now when they want the first Doctor, they bring in William Bradley. By the way, he's the guy who played Filch in Harry Potter and Walder Frey in Game of Thrones.
Gotcha. I never got into Doctor Who. I don't know why.
I've been friends with people who've liked Doctor Who. I've dated people who like Doctor Who. So like a lot of the stuff just kind of gets transferred through osmosis.
Yeah, I've been around Doctor Who. I don't know. Something about it never grabbed me. I'm always definitely more of a brown coat kind of guy. Never
Firefly forever. Can't stop the signal.
Yeah.
Oh, next week's episode's going to be great. We're just going to be gushing.
No power in the verse could stop us.
Can't stop the signal, Mal. Yeah.
Fun.
Let's see here. But I want to talk about like some cartoon villains here for a second. Have you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender?
A little bit. I know about it a little bit.
Oh, you
Also
need to watch Atla.
osmosis.
Atla is a perfect show. I don't care. Season 3 is a little bit wobbly, but there's still a lot of good stuff. It has the perfect villain to ally plotline with like Zuko, who is literally the villain of season 1. Season 2, he's kind of off doing his own thing, and then season 3, he joins the gang as an ally. But it, like basically, over time, like Avatar becomes a dual protagonist show with Aang and Zuko. Gatwai was banned. I don't know. Like Doctor Who's in a weird state because they kind of ended their Disney Plus thing, and right now they're not sure if it's going to return. They did like that last minute, like, oh, the Doctor regenerated into Rose. Billy Piper's back. You know, it just seems like such a weird Hail Mary.
Yeah, so, I can't follow that conversation.
Okay. Billy Piper played Rose, who was the first companion for the new series back in 2005. And she was on for 2 seasons. And she was on for the first season, and then they regenerated to the David Tennant Doctor, and she was there. She's probably the most popular companion of the new series. No, objectively, she is the most popular. For example, you know Nebula from the MCU? She was a companion. She's a former companion.
Okay.
Yeah. And then did you watch House of the Dragon?
No.
You watched Morbius, right?
No.
God. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. You're killing me.
Morbius, like I said, like the things about villains, they never really dragged me in. They never really got me.
I will say I enjoyed Cruella. It was for 2 reasons. One, Emma Stone can make anything interesting. She's just that good of an actress. 2, aesthetics and music. It had like that 70s punk kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where I keep gushing about it, but I keep trying to rewatch it, but I can't. I just can't bring myself to rewatch it. It's one of those things where it's like you watch it once, you really like it, but you never feel like watching it again.
Yeah, I could think of a few movies like that.
Like Emma Stone is mesmerizing on screen. She's acting her ass off. And she's like, the only reason this movie's even half as watchable as it is, you know. Oh gosh.
I just think of every time I think of these movies about villains, I think of the Babylon Bee parody of like how they're going to make a xenomorph like Disney princess.
Oh,
that's going to be the next Wicked.
Please no. Please.
And their tagline was "Slay Queen."
Lord help me. Lord help me. God, please smite me down so I don't have to deal with this anymore. Lord, send a lightning bolt from the sky to my head. Oh man.
To me, that's just all these movies about villains. That just sums it up. It doesn't get me. It doesn't get me. Same with Game of Thrones. I never got into Game of Thrones because it's basically fantasy nihilism. And I think fantasy should be about good versus evil, not nihilism. Doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah. The books are worse. From what I hear, the books are worse even because George. The problem with George is he basically started Game of Thrones despite Tolkien. He has like this what about Aragorn's tax plan or some crap like that,
Yeah. That sounds awful. Yeah, who cares?
If you just look at it from that angle, it is it is so written with the subtext of I hate Tolkien, like an anti-Tolkien kind of thing. Like you can go in different directions from Tolkien. In fact, that's encouraged. I think we've taken Tolkien as the blueprint for way too long. And the authors that go in a different direction, like Harry Potter, love it or hate it, like she took what Tolkien was doing and kind of went off in a different direction, And the real movie villain, like that movie Beekeeper. Oh, I've never seen it.
Beekeeper was a good movie.
Is that the Nicolas Cage one where he's like, no, not the bees, not the bees?
No, that's Wicker Man, I think. No.
Oh, it is.
Beekeeper is Jason Statham. It's a new Jason Statham movie. Where he's same character as all his movies, but he's an ex one-man army guy, and like his whole thing is like, oh, I protect the hive. I'm a beekeeper, and then his cover identity is a literal beekeeper. So
speaking of Jason Statham, so Chuck Dixon, right?
Yeah.
So you know how he's been writing these like Levon Cade books?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they recently did a Levon Cade movie.
Yeah, The Working Man.
Yeah, with Jason Statham.
Yeah.
It beat Snow White at the box office. It beat Snow White at the box office. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
I'm sorry. If I was Chuck Dixon, I would be very happy. Literally, your movie beat Disney.
I'm sure he was happy, and I think a lot of us could have seen that coming. No, that was well deserved. Okay. It was not coming.
Rachel Zegler could have been honestly, her problem is she couldn't keep her mouth shut. That's her problem. She's a very good-looking lady. She has a great voice. She's a decent actress. Like, she could have been a lot bigger star than she is now. You know, she has everything, but she couldn't keep her goddamn mouth shut.
Yeah, she sunk her own movie. Really, actors need handlers. Like, you seen Hail Caesar?
No.
Oh, that's a good movie where it's kind of like about the Red Scare and celebrities just being celebrities. And like they've got this handler. I think it's Josh Brolin is like the handler for George Clooney, who's just an idiot actor. And he gets involved with communists during the Red Scare. And then like Josh Brolin just like smacks him around. He's like, you're not going to do that. You're going to shut up. You're going to make this movie. He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen the film Get Him to the Greek?
Yes.
Great movie. By the way, forgetting Sarah Marshall, great movie. But like Get Him to the Greek is like in that same universe, by the way. And Get Him to the Greek is a great movie. It's basically, he has to babysit. Imagine
this actor. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But like we all know, like
Russell
all know
Brand.
movies. Russell Brand, but he's just acting like a prima donna, like music singer, which
Yeah.
we've seen so many.
Oh,
like
and P Diddy's in it.
you had
P.
to
Diddy's
ruin
like
the movie for me.
I just remembered he's the producer who sends him on this mission. He's like, "You're gonna say you like African Child," and then he does it, and Russell Brand calls him as like, "You like African Child?" Like he knows that's bullshit, BS.
Did you know that Snow White did win? They beat Dragon Ball Evolution for worst movie ever.
That's plausible. It might have been a decent movie for all I know. The marketing sucked and the actors ran their mouths, kind of sunk it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Rachel Zegler. She's finished her Vita run. I don't think we're going to be hearing from her anytime soon.
No, we won't. No.
Which is sad because like I saw her in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is like a Hunger Games prequel, and she was good. I liked her. She did her job. Like, I mean, the role required singing, so she's a good singer. She's a legit good singer. And like her acting was fine for the role she was doing. Like I thought she was good. Like, and that sucks because like she could have been a decent actress.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, like it's like look at Sydney Sweeney. Like I think Rachel Zegler is probably a better actress than Sydney, but Sydney knows when to keep her mouth shut. And she knows like what to say and what not to say. And Sydney has a better career. But I actually think I'm going to say this. This is gonna be a hot take. I think Rachel is actually prettier than Sydney, but Sydney knows how to keep her mouth shut, and Sydney knows what she has.
I'll disagree with the first part, but I think Sydney Sweeney has she's actually got her finger on the pulse. She actually understands what the fans want. And I think like a lot of actors, Rachel Zegler is just in La La Land and just this imaginary world where she thinks she understands the problems of regular people, but has no idea.
That's never happening. That's basically just one of those like so-and-so wants to play a character, like as if that's news. By the way, I want Screecher to become a movie. But where's my headlines for that?
Right. Yeah.
All right, Hood Raven, I will do it for you. Let me go get the hammer. The hammer. I am getting the hammer. Oh, wait, RJ, you don't know.
I know about the hammer.
The hammer.
I learned about the hammer last week.
I have the hammer. All right, Hood Raven, you want the hammer? I sentence you to Horty. RJ, I ban thee.
Oh.
Oh, what's funny is in my Discord, one of the people was like daring me to ban them, so I put them on timeout for an hour. It's like, don't test me, bro. Don't test me.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I messaged him like, hey, do you want me to like on timeout you were just having fun? Like, no, you saw your ban, see it through or whatever, It was just an hour timeout. I like, kind of think.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of shenanigans in that Discord.
So if Screecher was a movie, who would you have play Screecher?
McKenna Grace.
McKenna Grace. So I don't know celebrities. Can we find an image of McKenna Grace? Make your case for your Screecher actor.
Well, the thing is, I'm going to show you an image, and you'll be like, yeah.
Okay.
Right, here is McKenna Grace. Basically, just imagine her with brown hair.
Okay, what was she in?
Ghostbusters.
Oh, interesting.
She's in a lot of stuff.
Her, with the long hair, the hair down, I could see her as Screecher.
Yeah. She was in Young Sheldon.
Oh.
Well, the problem is McKenna gets confused for Kieran Shipka a lot.
I don't know who that is.
All right. Yeah, this is her. This is the other, like, yeah, this is Kieran and Shipka. Not even her as Avery. Yeah, you could also play Avery.
Okay.
But yeah, they get confused for each other a lot. I'm sorry, that looks like Avery.
Yeah, I could totally see it. All right.
I mean, look at that brown hair, you know?
Yeah, I could see it. I see it.
Yeah, totally could play Avery.
At least you didn't say like Emma Watson or something like that.
She's too old.
Yeah.
Avery is 19 in the book.
Yeah, so they look about the same age. So I was gonna, you didn't. The actors I have in mind for my characters are 90s actors, and they're past that age now where they could do it. I don't know what current actors I would have.
Well, for me, it kind of becomes like when you get into like when you get into some of the supporting characters, like Scotty is based off the Brigadier from Doctor Who. So if I had my dream casting, I would probably have a former Doctor Who actor play him, like David Tennant or something.
Well, what about dream casting for Screecher? Like any actor, like, you know, if you could pull him out of like the past or something, who would be Screecher?
Oh, anybody. Yeah. Kieran Shipka. That's I don't know.
See, I have to see. I don't know celebrities. I have to see what you're talking about.
I just showed you that was her.
Oh, that was her. Okay, that was her. Sorry.
I don't know, because like it has to be like an actor, you know, who's at their younger years. Let me think here. That is a toughie. Because it has to, because like Screecher's kind of on the shorter side, and the problem is a lot of actresses, they tend to see them as like taller or you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, like Emma Watson always looks tall, but I don't think she is tall.
I mean, Emma Watson when she was younger, maybe. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think here. It's actually kind of tough. Because like all the young actresses I'm thinking are like late 20s kind of stuff. Like whereas Avery's like, you know, still kind of a teenager. You know, because she's 19, so she's not quite, you know, kind of thing. So, oh gosh, what about you?
So for Orion, I would definitely cast Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers. Pull him right out of there and make him Orion. Yeah, and then his girlfriend Diana would definitely be like Desperado era Salma Hayek.
Well, not from Dusk Till Dawn era.
I mean, the age, there's a little bit of an age difference, but yeah, no, Desperado, I think. Just a few years earlier.
Oh, I actually have a good one for you. What about if this is in 2000s? What's her name? Oh gosh. I'm trying to think of like what she's done before. Just Dakota Fanning could probably do it like in your younger years.
Okay, I could see that.
Gosh. Let's see here. I'll hammer myself. Let's see here. But yeah, because like Scotty, it's like because he's like, oh, he's Scottish, you know. I want someone with like the Doctor Who connection. I mean, it could also be, I don't know. You know what? Probably Sylvester McCoy to be Scotty. Maybe a younger one, but we're doing like dream casting. He was the 8th Doctor.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'm just trying to think here. So Harrison Fletcher is the father. I'm just gonna say it. An Indiana Jones era Harrison Ford. Because yeah, Harrison is. By the way, Harrison's full name is Harrison Jones Fletcher.
There you go.
Oh gosh. See, like I have like hidden references that I feel like if people realized what I was ruining, I'd probably lose fans. Like for example, the villain is Kathleen Johnson.
Right. I wonder who you would cast as Kathleen Johnson.
I don't think she can act. Her assistant is Lucas Stevens.
Subtle.
It's one of those things that where like if you don't know what I'm talking about, like you don't pick up on it, but once you see it, it's like, oh god, how did I not see that? Let me pull up issue 1 here, and I'll show you. All right, let me just get to view select icons. There, that'll do it. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, okay, that's just a bot. It's fine. All right, so here's a page from issue 1. So, oh god, when did they remove that? So yeah, that's Kathleen and that's Lucas. It's pretty obvious when you actually like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I based him off of 70s George Lucas.
Yeah, you could tell.
What's funny is like this takes place in 2019, but like that kind of hairstyle is like was kind of in fashion then, and it still kind of is.
Yeah.
And then like with her, it's like she doesn't look like it, but like once you see it, like oh god.
Yeah, once you see it,
you can't unsee it. Do you have any of those? Like you base your villains off of like certain things or whatever?
No, not really. Like the original. So this was like Luke's drawing of like my villain in the book. Maybe Josh Rowland can play him. This is Viper. He's a seasoned terrorist. He's a little up there in years. So Josh Brolin right now, I think, would be the right age to play him.
Yeah.
But no, what I had in mind when I wrote Carlos the Viper Ramirez is his whole name. He's based on like a real terrorist. But when I wrote the Viper, I was kind of imagining the bad guy. I can't think of the actor's name. Red Foreman in RoboCop.
Kirkwood Smith.
Yeah. So I was thinking his character in RoboCop. It was kind of who I had in mind. Not looking like him, but same kind of persona. As like this charismatic leader who's just like willing to do bad things.
All right.
And that's just who I had in mind and sort of pictured while writing the script. But visually, he obviously doesn't look like that.
Sorry, I'm looking something up right now, because like for Shiva, I had a certain actress in mind from Umbrella Academy, because yeah. So as far as Shiva, when I was conceiving the character, this is who I had in mind.
Okay.
Yeah, she's on the Umbrella Academy, kind of thing, but yeah, because Chandra is actually supposed to be like of Indian descent, and I kind of have a secret attraction to like Indian women. I think when they're beautiful, they are insanely beautiful. But yeah, so this is who I had in mind when I was like conceiving like the character Shiva.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Is there any other actresses like when you're like obviously you're you know only one of your characters you had a certain foil in mind?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, the obligatory. This is signed, by the way, by the release of. This is a proof, but when you get it, I got 9 left. They're signed. Back the book. There's a tier.
Yes,
it's on several tiers actually.
That is cool. Oh gosh. So yeah, like when I was creating villains, Shiva was definitely kind of conceived to be a. I kind of based her off of Zuko. You know, kind of like the enemy to friend kind of thing. But I also kind of wanted this like friend, like they're former friends in real life and mortal enemies under the costume kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you got that kind of like dual kind of thing. Like basically the thing is they're childhood friends. It turns out they're okay. I was about to reveal a spoiler for Volume 2.
So, almost slipped up.
But yeah, so like they're childhood friends, and then Avery went away, for like 7 years. She kind of comes back, and now like Shiva has this different life, and it turns out Shiva also does the night work, and yeah, so it's got like this nice kind of conflict kind of thing, and I have been having a ball exploring that relationship in Volume 2.
Nice.
Oh gosh, I can't, like, I'm still editing Volume 2. I just did a little edit on issue 1 earlier today. I'm probably gonna, and I started on issue 2 because like, dropping some subplots, kind of streamlining stuff, because like right now it's 5 issues, but I'm thinking about adding an extra issue to kind of give the story a little bit of space in the end, then splitting it into 2 parts, because issue 3 ends with a really, really, really good cliffhanger. And so like it's a really good place to stop it, and then I do Volume 2. So plus that it's less to do per, so it's a little bit cheaper. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm not sure just yet. I want to completely edit this initial version, send it out to some people, have them give me notes, and then possibly do the add the extra issue. Like I already know how I'm gonna, like I already kind of know the plot of like this Phantom issue. Like I take a few things, take a few there, and kind of add some stuff. But Hood Raven has a good question here.
Yeah.
When you guys created your villains, you had the vision of them. Did it hit the audience the way you wanted it to? No, I would say because I'm only going to say this because we're almost 2 hours into a live stream and this is buried and probably no one's going to see it. I'm going to admit this, but by the way, RJ, be very careful because this is going to get clipped and going to be used against me in about 5 years. But this is be where I get a bit naughty. I did kind of design Shiva and Screecher to elicit. I queer baited it.
Huh. I didn't even.
Are you familiar? Are you familiar?
I've read your books. I've read Screecher. So
well, no. But you know what queer baiting is, right?
I think so.
When there are 2 characters that like you basically you taunt shippers.
Yeah, for sure. I'm following.
I want people to think they're gonna get into like a clam sandwich.
Yeah,
if you will.
It's interesting you say it because I've read Screecher. I didn't pick up on that.
I mean, they're written as really good friends,
right?
But I had that idea in my head of they might do that, and just kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that one.
By the way, Screecher's straight. She likes the boys. I'm just saying that right now.
Okay. No, yeah, I didn't pick up on any of that when I read Screecher.
Well, that's because you're a normal human being, so.
I guess, yeah. I'm just a normie.
Shippers can be kind of cray-cray. They pick up on stuff like, even with me saying this, like, I had it in mind that you guys would do this, and they know that, and they still do it anyway, and they still insist because people going to be crazy. They're going to do that anyway. So
you're just kind of baiting them for fun, really.
Yeah, and I know that this clip is going to be used against me in the future. So yeah, I totally did that.
Doesn't sound so bad. There are worse crimes. I can't say for sure about the villain in the first Call Sign Orion book. It's Viper because the book's not out yet. But people who have read the script seem to get the right impression of him. I mean, he's pretty straightforward. He's an experienced terrorist who's just going to give, the leader of this elite team, basically a SEAL team, they're called the Alphas. He gives them the run for their money because it's definitely not his first rodeo.
As a fellow writer, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Hi, Kitty.
Gandalf.
So,
sorry, go ahead with your question.
you start writing a character. You have a certain idea of him. Have you ever had it like as you're writing, the character kind of evolves and I mute the audio. I don't care. Clip this shit. I don't care. Oh, that cat. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to bring. Oh gosh, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna bring out the rat. So, have you ever had it to where the character kind of evolved as you write it? Like you realize they have certain personality traits. You know, like for example, with Screecher, I kind of realized she's a leap before she looks kind of character. You know, she's like a charge forward kind of person. Where Shiva is precise, calculating, but also has a bit of an arrogance kind of thing. Like for example, in Volume 2, I mean, this is a bit of a spoiler, but the two are talking and like, oh, you thought I was better than you. Oh, I am better than you. Like in Shiva's head, like he is objectively, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And also like there's some resentment for Shiva because she's always been this one training, and then Screecher's kind of waltz right in, kind of thing. So yeah, it's really interesting, especially like, and that kind of affected because like I wanted to give their relationship with their fathers like a different kind of thing. Like Harrison and Avery have a very loving, encouraging kind of thing, very supportive, versus like Vaughn, Vaughn Main, who is the father's name. He loves his daughter, but he's very like more of a taskmaster. Like he takes her hunting, and like, oh, the deer's dead. You're going to be the one to finish the deer off. Shoot the deer in the head. Kind of like, desensitize her. Kind of thing. Like I don't want to do it. You're going to do it. And then when she does it, he says, "Good girl." He doesn't give her the praise till after he, kind of thing. He's not abusive towards her, but he's just like a very, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like people have had these kind of parents where the parent clearly loves you, but they're very like demanding or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like they love you, they care about you. You know what I'm saying? So mm-hmm. It's kind of a weird, So I wanted to give them like a more different dynamic.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Right. But you were asking if you're getting the rat.
Yeah, keep talking.
You were asking if a character changed as I was writing it. Was that the question?
Not necessarily changed, but more like you kind of realize certain personality traits, and you kind of factor that in.
I feel like because I was writing these characters for a while before I put them in a comic book script. Like Orion appears in a nice. May our pets never meet.
Oh my God! Look, she's like, yeah, your pet eats my pet.
Gandalf just stretched on his own. I didn't even do that.
But no, keep going.
I was writing these characters before I put them into a comic book script. So I wrote just for fun, like not that it was ever going to happen, or it might happen one day. One can dream. But just mostly as a fun exercise, I wrote a movie script with these characters. And that story is a prequel to the comic book. So I already kind of had a firm idea of who they were before I put them into comic book form. Right. If anything, writing these characters has helped me flesh out the world and like the sense of like how their battles would work out and all of that. But the characters, I feel like I already knew them pretty well.
So, for those who don't know, for those who are seeing this for the first time, this is Charcoal. This is my girl. She's adorable, and we love her.
Charcoal.
She's a good girl. She's a very good girl, and she's being naughty right now. She discovers she can get into the food, so I'm trying to keep her away from there. But rats are very persistent.
Yeah. Gandalf wouldn't even know what to do. He's a house cat. He would just play with charcoal. Probably kind of brutally.
I remember growing up, we had this tuxedo cat named Mickey, and like later later on in his life, probably the second half of his life, I think he was like 12 or something. Like every so often, we'd wake up and there'd just be a dead mouse in the middle of the living room, and I think it was Mickey trying to say like, "Hey guys, I can still do it."
Yeah.
And what's worse is like sometimes he wouldn't even eat them, but like you could tell he was like playing with them a little bit because like there'd be some blood here or there or whatever.
Yeah.
That happened more than once, by the way. More than
Mm.
once. Sorry. He's kind of going.
Yeah. Sometimes they like to show you they still got it.
I always love like funny pet behaviors because, in my teenage years we got this dog named Bug, Beagle. Great dog. I miss him dearly. And there was about a year where Bug and Mickey lived in the same house. Bug was behind the baby gate in the mudroom. He didn't have the run of the house, sadly. Mickey did, of course. There was more than one occasion where I would walk into the kitchen, okay? So let's say this is a baby gate, all right? Mickey would just be sitting down low at the baby gate. And Bug would be sitting on his side and they'd just be staring at each other. And then Bug would bark and Mickey would scurry away. This happened more than once. I think Mickey was taunting him. Like, the fact that it happened more than once was interesting.
That is interesting. Maybe they were. Maybe Mickey was a stinker.
Yeah, me and Mickey never got along. Yeah. Oh, there she is. Come on, girl. See, she's such a good girl. She comes when called.
That's impressive.
Well, yeah. Basically, what I do is I say, "Circle, come here," and then I tap, and then she goes. So, all right. So, yeah, RJ just kind of gave me the wrap-up notice, so we'll kind of start doing that. So, we are going to get away now. Tomorrow we'll be doing Total Request Tuesday, so give us a sub, give us a like if you can. Let's see here. Wednesday I'll be doing a stream, kind of give you like a state of the channel kind of thing. Thursday we'll be off. Friday we are launching Screecher. Please tune into that. Please support Screecher if you can. And then Saturday we will be continuing Arkham Knight. So RJ, I thank you. And this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press. Remember, I can only show